What's the best tomato you've ever had? If you've ever had a really amazing tomato that just blew you away, I'm willing to bet it wasn't just a normal tomato at a normal grocery store. I can only speak about my experience in North America, but when you go to your average grocery store, the tomatoes there are usually pretty disappointing. They're bland, not very juicy, not very flavorful. Maybe you're lucky and you find an amazing farmer's market, or you grow your own tomatoes and you have access to really fresh, delicious tomatoes. Most people, I think, don't have that. That's why whenever we make a tomato sauce, we use canned whole peeled tomatoes. Generally speaking, you go to the grocery store, a can of just pure peeled tomatoes is going to be higher quality than if you bought fresh tomatoes there at the store. It's sad, but it's true. But recently I had an idea. If you've ever made a pasta like pasta allo scarpariello, which is a cherry tomato sauce, you know that cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes are packed with an insane amount of flavor. But every sauce I've seen made with them, it's kind of just a whole tomato sauce. It's not just a normal tomato sauce made with cherry tomatoes. What if you did exactly that? Now, to be fair, this isn't an entirely creative idea. I did some Googling and it turns out other people have had this idea. Other people do this. But I didn't see as many results as I was expecting. It doesn't seem like it's that common of a practice. I'd like to see if it works. I'd like to try it. But first, I need to get Ava's thoughts.
I never tried it because anyway, cherry tomatoes are a little bit more expensive than the normal tomatoes.
Yeah, that's maybe the biggest reason why this might not be a great idea. You need a lot of cherry tomatoes, and cherry tomatoes are more expensive than normal tomatoes. Although that point is actually maybe worth going to truly investigate. We're gonna need to go somewhere where we can buy a lot of cherry tomatoes for the lowest cost possible.
I don't know, maybe we need all of them. Last one. Eat. And I hope that these are enough.
So the price breakdown on these actually is not as bad as I was expecting. These cost $2.25 per pound. Unfortunately, Costco today didn't have any other normal tomatoes. They only had grape tomatoes. So this isn't fair because Costco prices are obviously not comparable to normal grocery store prices, but at our normal grocery store, normal tomatoes, whether they're Roma, vine tomatoes, whatever, are $2 per pound. So if you have a place like Costco where you can get a good deal on these, it's actually not that crazy. Furthermore, a normal can of pure whole peeled tomatoes that we would normally buy cost $3 per pound. So more than these. So if these work out well, it will actually be cheaper for us to make our tomato sauce from these.
So it's time to start to make our tomato puree. But first, a quick word from today's video sponsor.
Ghia is a Mediterranean-inspired non-alcoholic aperitif. The flavor is bright and bitter. They have a whole cocktail book. You can mix it with seltzer. Ava, who is deeply skeptical of any drink that is not alcoholic, including water. What do you say? It rusts? It rusts your kidneys, she says. Even she, when she first tried it, she said, I can't even quote, you said it's so bleeping good. Isn't that right?
It's amazing.
Reading through the ingredients, it's like strolling through a farmer's market. It's not loaded with sugar, but it's delicious. So they have the aperitif, which you can mix with other stuff to sort of make cocktails with, but they also have les spritz, which are canned versions that are sort of pre-made into cocktail type drinks. My absolute favorite flavor is the lime and salt. Visit the link down in the description below. That's drinkghia.com/pastagrammar, and you will get 20% off your first order. Oh, that one's good too. So my original idea was to make like a normal tomato puree, but using cherry tomatoes.
But I think that we can do something also better.
We couldn't really agree on which to do, so I think we're just gonna do both.
we cook our tomatoes, they will become mushy, they will be, how do you say, Harper?
Softened.
Perfect, this one. And then we will make our puree.
We have our passata.
Yes, but now, Harper, we need to make our sauce.
Some time later.
This time I'm going to blend my tomatoes because I don't want to waste also the skin of the cherry tomatoes, because in my opinion it's pretty good also the skin.
Okay, we have our two tomato sauces. Now we already have, and this is to be expected, quite a difference in terms of consistency and appearance. Mine, I would say, looks like a very traditional tomato sauce, a bit more red. Yours is much more orange, kind of thicker. We of course are armed with some stale bread. You need stale bread to taste tomato sauce. But first, should we taste with a spoon? Should we just try it?
Let's go.
You're gonna try yours? All right. Okay, was yours good?
Do we need to change?
I think we need to switch.
Then yours. I made both.
Do I have anything to respond to that with? No, but. I was expecting them to have completely different textures because of the different ways they were cooked. I did not expect them to have such incredibly different flavors.
See, they taste different.
Completely different. What do you think? Which do you like the best?
Actually, I don't know. Maybe I need to taste them again.
Should we try with some bread?
My face says all.
Putting aside any comparisons to a normal tomato sauce, which of these do you like the best?
Harper, here is like really, for me, it's choosing, I love both.
Maybe we need to put them through the paces of cooking with them before we decide.
Yes, Harper, but we need to cook dish that they really highlight tomato sauce. For the first dish, I'm going to use the tomato sauce that I made in the blender. And my first dish will be pasta. But this time, because this is a very thick sauce, I'm not going to cook it again, but I will cook it with the pasta. taking the pasta out 4 minutes before it is al dente because I'm going to finish cook it in the sauce.
Okay, we have our first test dish in the shape of a simple plate of spaghetti with tomato sauce. We are using, for lack of a better term, Ava's tomato sauce.
We should try to see if this experiment came out good or not.
It certainly smells good. It just in general smells amazing in this kitchen right
See,
now.
this kitchen smells like summer.
Buon appetito! Okay, it tastes like pasta allo scarpariello, but with about 10 times the flavor, the most incredible, thick, creamy texture you can possibly imagine.
I love spaghetti with a simple tomato sauce because it's one of the best pasta dishes that you can have in your life. But this.
To be fair though, this is pretty different from a simple tomato sauce. It's incredibly powerful, incredibly flavorful, but at the end of the day, it really tastes like a cherry tomato sauce like scarpariello, just kind of on a whole new level. But I think we're not done yet. I think we gotta cook with the other sauce.
But no pasta this time, Harper. We don't cook just pasta with tomato sauce. That's why with this sauce I'm going to use rice. I'm going to make risotto al pomodoro.
I'll be honest, I had no idea this existed.
You didn't know about risotto al pomodoro?
I didn't know. I guess it makes sense in hindsight, but I'd never heard of a risotto with tomato sauce.
Now you know, and now you're so lucky that you can taste it.
It smells so good in here. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito! Yes, you can say that risotto al pomodoro is one of the best risotto in the world. Because this is what you're going to say.
Yeah, but is that because of the risotto or because of the sauce?
Because both together.
This is so good.
We made 2 amazing tomato sauce. Wonderful. Which one I like most? If we want to keep the tradition, give a credit to the tradition, even with a new product, maybe this one can win.
Yeah, this one is more similar to what a normal tomato sauce would be. It's just super sweet, super flavorful tomato sauce. The other one is amazing, but it's more like its own thing. Is this the best tomato sauce you've ever had?
Absolutely, yes.
It is? It is? It's definitely the best tomato sauce I've ever had. Definitely. Okay, now that we have the best tomato sauce we've ever made, ever, there's a dish that I've really been wanting to try for a long time. I've never tried it, and it needs a very good tomato sauce. So I've often joked that the very best Italian dish I've ever had was just bread dipped in tomato sauce. And then sure enough, there is an actual Italian dish that is bread and tomato sauce, an actual honest to goodness recipe. Tell us what this is, Ava.
This is the famous, at least for Italians, Pappa al Pomodoro. It's a Tuscan dish, and it's a very poor dish because it was made just with the tomato sauce that the poor people had and the stale bread that the poor people had. They decide to combine the two things together, and they create this amazing, simple, amazing dish. It's like a bread tomato soup, but it needs to be eaten completely cold.
Yes, do you know how hard it was to wait to let this cool down? Okay, but now we can dig in, right?
Absolutely, yes, Harper.
Oh my gosh, it's like bread tomato porridge. Buon
Buon
appetito.
appetito. He's not joking.
I'm not joking.
His
I'm not
reaction
joking.
is real.
That is legitimately the best tomato sauce I've ever had in my life, and bread in a porridge. Is this Endgame?
Endgame is like
Is a beam of light gonna come down and I get sucked up in my mission on Earth of finding the most delicious freaking thing? Done.
when you have a very good tomato sauce, let's be honest, you don't need a lot of the ingredients to make a perfect dish. This shows what I'm saying, because you need a good bread, obvious, a good tomato sauce, and together they create more than just, how do you say this?
The sum of its parts.
Thank you so much.
And once again, this is not a completely unique thing we've done here. People have done it, but it's not very common to make tomato sauce with grape tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Why don't you see that more in Italy? Like, why isn't that more of a common thing?
Harper, because the tomatoes in Italy are pretty good. We have the San Marzano tomatoes. They are very, very good. And when they are in season and you use them to make the tomato sauce is very, very close to this. And they are cheaper in Italy than maybe the cherry tomatoes or the grape tomatoes. Why go and spend much, much more for a very close result?
Yeah. Well, here it's like if you have something like Costco or a place where you can get a whole bunch of these for the prices we saw, it was pretty comparable to normal tomatoes. I think this is totally worth doing. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope that maybe we gave you an idea for something new to try with your tomato sauce at home. Leave a comment down below. If you go to your grocery store and you notice differences in prices from what we were seeing, please let us know. Before we go, a quick shout out to a pasta grammarian in action. Our good friend Jenna made some delicious looking goat ricotta.
Jenna, make a little bit more because we are coming.
By the way, guys, check out our merch store down below. You could get a shirt just like this. And considering the fact that I didn't get a single drop of tomato sauce on this shirt, I'm pretty sure it's magic. I legally can't claim that it is, but I'm pretty sure that it's a magical shirt that repels tomato sauce, because I always pull tomato sauce on myself, don't I?
See, but I can say also that this tomato sauce was so good that you were very careful eating to not split on your t-shirt. The t-shirt is magic, yes, but ciao. That is also a perfect dish for children.
Oh yeah, it's common amongst like busy parents. They'll often complain that they only get to eat the kids' leftovers. They don't even have time to cook for themselves.